From Crosby Village
to your radio.
Bliss Radio.
On Bliss Radio from Monday morning, it is December the 11th, and it's Roy Basnett here taking you through on...
It's Tuesday.
Did I say Monday?
It's Tuesday.
What, is it? Did I say? I never said Monday. You're just
did.
making that'll be late.
You said Monday.
You're just trying to put me off my A game. Right, all right. Well, maybe it's Tuesday then. Well, it is Tuesday, and it's not Monday at all, so ignore that, just in case you're thinking Roy's pre-recorded his show, which is not the case, because it's live, and it's actually 6 minutes past 10 on a Tuesday now.
Tuesday.
With me, Roy Bam, I can't even get my name out. You've thrown me now. You should have said, why didn't you wait till the advert break? And coming up and said, by the way, Roy.
Because it would have been no fun.
I didn't want to spoil the show or anything, but you got the day wrong. You know, but anyway, it doesn't matter now.
I like to throw a spanner in the works.
And that is the spanner in the works this morning is none other than Gemma Roberts. Yeah, here. It's like there used to be, I remember years ago in the 1980s, there was an equivalent of scale extric called TCR. I don't know if you remember it. Right?
Am I the TCR?
The TCR. And the thing that made the TCR different than scale extric, it had the jam car. She'd had two cars going along. Is that me or you? And then you had the jam car that would cock everything up. You're the jam car of my TCR analogy there.
Whatever,
I'd let you know anyway, yeah. So anyway, a very good morning to you, Gemma. What have you been up to since I spoke to you last?
Oh, do you know what? I've done 3 gigs in the past week. I feel exhausted. I drove all the way. Such is the life of an amateur comedian, right? I drove all the way to Darlington last night.
Darlington. That's like the northeast.
I know. I left at tea time, and then you get up there, and I did 10 minutes of comedy.
Didn't call them Geordies, did you?
No.
See, you should always speak to me about getting the...
No.
Yeah.
I didn't call them Geordies,
yeah.
no. I know.
Darlos, they would have been, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I don't know. I called them Darlies.
Yeah.
So I drove up there and then did 10 minutes of comedy and then drove all the way back, and you just like, it's a weird old world, this comedy lark sometimes.
Yeah.
But so I did what did I do last Thursday? I did a gig. Can't even remember where I've been now.
Yeah. You don't seem to be. You seem to be away at sea at the minute. You do.
Where I was we did stand up at the studio on Friday.
Oh yeah, how did that go? Was that good? Was that good?
That's because I've rushed. Well, I haven't rushed here. I've sat in traffic like that.
Oh yeah. Right.
For ages through the tunnel, and then it was a bit quicker coming back. So I was a bit frustrated.
Wouldn't it be easy when you just move closer to the radio station?
I should just do that, shouldn't I?
Just get a house.
Yeah.
It'll be cheap in Crosby.
I believe so, yeah. It looks a bit cheap around here. So I did stand up at the studio on Friday. That was good.
Yeah.
I love that place. It's so good, isn't it? Keith and Jed are brilliant.
Yeah.
And they had a good audience in there on Friday. Some really good acts on as well. So that went dead well. I really enjoyed that. And there was a gig on Thursday night, and for the life of me, it's totally escaping me where it was.
Right.
Let me have a little look now. And then last night, obviously, it was Darlington.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday night is Sheffield. And then I'm done for a little bit.
What are you on a national tour at the moment, are you?
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I'm like...
I had a funny experience.
Where did I go on Thursday? I know, Leek in Staffordshire.
Oh, that's what you told me about, Leek.
Do you know, that drive down there, when you come off the motorway and you're just going over all the A roads and you're and it's dark and you don't know where you're going and all the locals are right up behind you.
Did you go past the big JCB factory?
Did I? I don't know.
Oh, you went. It's big. I'm sure it's somewhere near Leek. Big JCB factory.
Don't know.
Blokes like that kind of thing.
But I got there and I thought, this will be like, it was kind of it looked little from the outside. And then when I walked in the room, there was 200 people. It was a huge gig.
It's interesting. I didn't actually realise this, that when you were down in Leek, you could have said, listen to me on Tuesday, because we reached Leek.
Oh, really?
This radio station, does it not reach? It's Staffordshire, isn't it? Can go that. This radio station goes as far down as Birmingham.
Right.
Right. Over in the Pennines, is it not, Sean? We get it somewhere over the Pennines, up to Cumbria.
Yeah.
So all of the areas that maybe Sheffield, we'd have to have a look into Sheffield. But all these areas that you're going to, it is possible theoretically that your audience can listen to the show.
Oh, well, I could wear my I Heart Bliss t-shirt, couldn't I?
Well, there you are, you see. But anyway, I was about to tell you, you mentioned Darlington, right? I actually did a gig in a place called Peterlee, which is not that far from there because it's in Durham. Durham's pretty close to Darlington.
Durham's not far, yeah.
Yeah, and I did Peter Lee's Got Talent. And when I did Peter Lee's Got Talent, it soon became apparent that it hasn't. right? Because and it was one of the. Bearing in mind that this was in a shopping centre. A shopping centre.
Isn't it ridiculous sometimes the venues that you turn when you do comedy and stuff, and sometimes the places that you turn up to and you're like...
The stage at the Peterlee Shopping Centre, with the greatest respect in the world, was an 8x4 piece of plywood on 8 crates, right? This was Peterlee's Got Talent. And I'll never forget it as long as I lived. I thought, well, we'll see. And a Geordie person... because that's what he sounded like. He might have been on a day trip down to Peterlee, I don't know. A Geordie person came up, and he was pushing a trolley, that obviously he should have been pushing a trolley through this thingy, which I'll never forget the contents as long as I live, was 24 cans of Stella and a bottle of sterilised milk. That was obviously his order for the week, got the order with the big shopping.
Yeah.
And he was bare-chested, right? And he was smirking a tab.
Yeah.
Right. And he said, well, yeah, what's going on here, Lee? I said, this is Peterlee's Got Talent. He goes, Talent League? He said, what, singing? Dancing? I said, yeah. He goes, hey, go on, I'll do it. I said, no, you can't just walk in off the street like that and just think you can get on Peterlee.
He won, didn't he?
He didn't. No, actually, he come second. But anyway, it was a bizarre place. That was the place where I saw a shoe shop advertising outside saying, buy one, get one free.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's right. And the most popular clothing shop in the market was the one selling the high-vis jackets.
Why is that?
Because it obviously must have been all tarmacking people or something like that. That's all I can assume. But yeah, that's what my little remembrance
of the Northeast
was. Yeah.
Well, Darlington itself is very nice. I mean, I drove around the town bit and I was like, it's nice here.
Yeah.
But then I walked into a pub, went upstairs, did a gig, walked out the pub, went back in my car and went home.
That's it.
So it's a bit odd, isn't it? Don't you think when you do comedy that you just like
you never get to sample the sights.
Yeah, you kind of just in a car for like hours and then you get out and do 10 minutes of comedy.
Yeah,
because you've got to be in the right kind of mood. But then as you sort of go more and more down the line, you can just turn up and go and then get your car and just go home again, can't you?
Right. Well, there you go.
It's a bit
interesting. Now, see, I'm one of these people. I mean, and I appreciate your love of the art of what you do with your comedy and stuff like that. But if I was going to a place such as what you've just mentioned, I'd want to at least go and see a little bit of it. Check out what their Weatherspoon's like or something like that. I'd want to know a bit about the culture.
Do you know what? I think it's different. If I didn't have a little one, then I would probably go up a little bit earlier, maybe have my tea up there, whatever. Maybe spend a bit of time, maybe even get a hotel if it was that far away.
See, that's what I do.
But when you've got a little one and you've got dogs that need walking and all that kind of stuff, then you've got to just go, get it done, get home.
That reminds me, because I am that kind of person. If I go somewhere, I think, right, what's the cheapest accommodation that I can get? Remember when I said my little place near Liverpool the other week?
Yeah.
I told you about that one. That was a cheap accommodation. I can spot cheap accommodation a mile away, you see. And I don't mind staying in it. But
that doesn't say a lot for you.
I was thinking, because I've had a busy period lately, and I was thinking I would like to have a little bit of a break maybe in January, towards the end of January. Do you know what I found was really, really mega cheap to go to? Flights and accommodation.
Where?
Moscow. No, I'm telling you. I found a deal there last night.
So you're going to go for a winter break in Moscow?
I found it was going from Sunday to Friday, Moscow, flights, and the room for the 5 nights, 300 quid.
Get out.
I'm honest to God, flights to
Moscow. Are you
Moscow.
being honest?
No,
because
I'm being
really,
dead
do you know
honest.
what? Moscow would be quite an experience, I think.
Moscow, the flights to Moscow, even if you went with British BA, and they're not the cheapest.
No.
Even their flights are like 160 quid return.
Is that because nobody wants to go to Moscow?
Because if you go with the BA one, it's a 12-hour flight. Right.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, do you know what? That'd be me out the equation. I couldn't sit on a plane for more than like 4 hours.
It's at least 6 hours, from what I can gather.
No.
Right. Because I think you might have to. I think you might have to do the old. Get on at Manchester.
Yeah.
Go and have a quick one in London, and then on to Moscow. Moscow. That's it. You know what I mean? So
I see you've done all your research.
But I don't mind. I'd be okay with that because I would. I think for the sake of that money to go for 300 quid for a week in Moscow. And you know what? Here's the amazing thing.
I mean, you'd have to take your big coat though, wouldn't you?
Oh, I'd get one of them hats.
Be nippy and that.
I'd get the fur hat.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I was looking and it said 4-star hotel, 5-star hotel.
Really?
Yeah. I'm thinking, but it's because they're commies, aren't they? You know, they used to be commies. You know what I mean? So they're probably still a little bit, like, cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they'd probably think, your average...
So is that your next holiday?
Well, I think so. The average Muscovite
What did Jane say?
Well, she's not going.
Oh. It's like, no. Jane might fancy a little bit of sunshine. She's not going.
No, she won't go. See, here's the thing. It's like, Jane's idea of a holiday begins and ends with a lilo and a swimming pool. Yeah. That's it. And sun. If she's got that, there's no need for culture or anything like that. Yeah. If I say to Jane, I say, look, fancy getting down Moscow for a few days. She'd be like, why? What's there? What's there? Red Square, Lenin's tomb, all these good things to go and see. All right, is it hot? No, Moscow's not hot. Moscow's never hot, right? Oh, well, I think I'll give that a miss. See whether or not the bar killer with veg shoulders available.
I like a bit of culture, right? But do you know what would put me off?
What?
The flights.
Did you?
Oh, yeah. I couldn't, honestly. I don't mind flying. I had flying lessons at one point, I did. You? Yeah, I had flying lessons. Yeah. But I didn't pursue them because I think it was about like the sort of, maybe the 6th one or something like that. And we went out like over New Brighton, over the Irish Sea a little bit. And it was so windy and it was like this, this one of those little planes. And I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. No. So I was a little bit scared to go. But I know, got to stick to it. But I digress anyway. And so, but I really enjoyed it, and I used to really enjoy flying, but I've got this thing now since I've had a baby, and I think I think maybe women or just parents suffer from this, is you start to be a bit sort of wary of things that you weren't before. Oh. Like flying and stuff like that. I'm like, what was that? What was that? And I used to love it. I used to be like, fly anywhere.
Gets you. You see, you should always sit.
Now I'm like,
you should always sit on the back of a plane, shouldn't you?
Why?
Because you never heard of a plane backing into a mountain. You know what I mean? So, just...
I'm not being funny, but if the front of the plane goes into the mountain, I don't think the back is very far behind it, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
I think you'd give it a chance.
I think that if you're going on a plane and it's going to come down, you might as well just accept that that's your number up and that.
It was a joke,
anyway,
by
Moscow.
The way. That wasn't rooted in any science or anything like that.
I thought it was. I've watched too many...
Hey, don't call me Shirley.
I've watched too many air crash investigations, haven't I? I took it all serious then. I was hang on a minute. To get me investigative head on here.
I do apologise. The intellectual hour will continue in a short while here on Bliss Radio. It is a Tuesday morning, contrary to popular belief. And we have music on the way from Alicia Keys next to Blissmas.
From Crosby Village
to your radio.
Bliss Radio.
Roy and Gemma take you through until midday. Just before we introduce your special guest today, I have to do this one. This is a very good thing indeed. The George Pub, which we are very familiar with in these parts, I might say.
Yes.
Because I've been in there and they have heard me sing Frank Sinatra and on many an occasion on the karaoke.
You know what I mean?
With the lovely Debbie Daw, who works here.
The lovely old George Pub.
Well, the George Pub are doing a toy appeal for the local food bank, so all children have something to open on Christmas morning. So if you could help and donate a gift, it would be very much appreciated. And make sure you tag your wrapped gift stating the age the gift is suitable for, and if it's for a boy or a girl, and then you can drop the gift in at the George Pub. Thank you in anticipation for your support. That's a very good thing. It's a sad thing.
I'm going to do that, yeah.
It's a sad thing that we have to do that, but it's also a very commendable thing. So if you could do that, maybe, get a little bit of a cheap prezi or something like that. Wrap it up, pop it into the George, and then that will be you make yourself feel good about yourself on Christmas Day.
No, it's a nice thing to do, isn't it? Like I said to Andy the other day, and I've always done this. Like when I take all the toothpastes and toothbrushes along to the homeless places and stuff like that, and then I'll donate whatever. Chocolates, mince pies, whatever. And then I go to the RSPCA and I give them some dog food and stuff.
So you give them the toothpaste first and then you give them loads of sugary stuff straight after.
That's
a marvellous approach, that, isn't
so
it?
we always do, and Andy's work always puts together shoe boxes for is it
The ones-
Whitechapel in Liverpool?
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah.
And so every Christmas, and I think it's important for us to be teaching George that as well.
Yeah.
So that this is what we do. We've got to go to places and give other people
Yeah.
what we haven't, what you haven't got, because obviously he's going to get his
if you were to
motorised
do
car.
that, get George to buy a present and then take it to a pub that bears his name.
I know.
You can't
I
argue
know.
with that, can you?
But I think it's important to do things like that at Christmas.
It is. Would you do me a favour? Would you introduce me to your guest you brought in today?
Absolutely. So obviously this is our Comedy Tuesday,
Yeah.
and today we've got our very nice guest. She's come into the studio for us, just is brilliant, and she's on the amateur comedy circuit at the moment. Are you in the middle of your own show? Have you done your own show yet?
I've written it, but I'm not going to be on it. It's in February.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So in the middle of her own show, and recently did an audition for Britain's Got Talent. It's Darcia Silver.
Darcia Silver, morning. Darcy. Britain's Got Talent, you auditioned?
Yeah.
As a comedian.
Tell us about it.
Oh,
So,
talk us through
experience.
it, man.
Yeah.
We need to know this.
It wasn't with the big judges.
Right.
The production company.
It's like a preliminary kind of one,
Yeah.
yeah.
They send out like the feelers and the talent agents, and so it was like just a regular gig, but kind of agents and talent scouts were there, and it was recorded as well.
Right.
So there's about 12 acts on, and they sent it back to the production company, and then
Right.
so I'm waiting to hear.
Oh, hey, that's
So there was 12 acts on.
Yeah.
How do you feel like it went? Yeah.
Well, I'd had a massive fight with my wife the night before.
Had you?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
And so I'd not slept, and then I nearly fell off the stage, and I started by saying, "Hello, Leicester," and I wasn't in Leicester.
Right, so it went well then.
Well, apparently...
Oh yeah, was this Ashby de la Zouche?
Yeah.
They get upset if you call them Leicester.
Oh, yeah, you did there.
Yes, yeah.
They've done it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, oh, Gemma went there. She bombed. No,
Do you mind? It just didn't go that well. That's all that happened.
yeah. Oh, no, because remember, because I
came in,
thought,
I was like, oh right.
because when she first said this about Les, she said Ashby
de la Zouche.
I thought Ashby de la Zouche was the top line headline bill. I thought that was the name of the comedian. I didn't know it was the name of the area, to be honest with you. You know, so,
I can't believe how many people haven't heard of it. I'd heard of it.
I've never heard of it.
But yeah, it's quite it's in this place called the Lyric Room, isn't it? And it's a bit of an odd place. It's like a 1980s place, isn't it? It looks a bit like the Golden Girls. They've got like
all right.
wicker chairs and flowers and green stuff on the wall.
Sounds like
it's a bit thingy, isn't it?
Yeah, I did well there, apart from falling off the stage and telling them I was in the wrong place. The gig went well.
Falling off the stage can be a good thing, though, can't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not, well, that's funny, the way they did that falling off the stage routine.
Yeah,
I mean,
they might
could-
be able to think it was slapstick, you never know.
Exactly.
I should have
that's
done
it.
more, just punch myself in the head and stuff.
Yeah,
it
boss.
wasn't going so well.
That's what it's all
Just
about.
launched yourself at someone on the front.
Laurel and Hardy style.
So how did it? So where are you with it now? Are you still waiting for the call back, or
Yeah, waiting to hear.
How long ago had you done this?
3 weeks.
All right. Well, you know what they say: no news is good news.
Yeah.
They said they'll let me know by February.
Yeah. Right. Well, I suppose you've got a lot of people to see.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So what made you do that in the first place? Because how long have you been doing comedy? Just give people a little bio about yourself, like you've been doing comedy and how you got into it and stuff.
Yeah, I've written comedy for about 10 years or so, maybe longer. I've done it since I was a child. I just write and write.
Yeah.
And then I've never performed before. And then it's my wife that said, if you never try, you'll look back and you'll think you never even tried it.
Right.
So my plan was to try and get on stage. And then she's got an eye disease, and that took a real turn for the worse. And she was told, you're going to lose your eyesight. So we went backpacking for nearly 2 years. So we were travelling around Asia. And so comedy was on hold. And then we got back about 6 months ago, and I jumped on stage and I was hooked instantly.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
now I'm just trying to work out what's good, what's not good.
But you got hooked just to stop you from falling off the stage, mate.
Well, that would have been better.
But yeah, no, I mean, I that's great. I mean, because it is one of those things, and a lot of people will frown upon the old Britain's Got Talent thing and whatever. But you know, I mean, it could be a decent platform if it can get you somewhere. I mean, the bottom line is the people that, even if they don't go through to the final stages, once you've got that little bit of television exposure, your price goes up a little bit.
I think it probably would change. Yeah, I think if you had television exposure, it was advertised in the Forum, wasn't it? And I didn't go for it. I was like, I don't know about that. oh, I don't, because I've only been doing comedy a short while. And then Darcy just went for it, and I was like, oh, I don't know if, and I got a bit like nervous and didn't do it.
Well, you should have done it.
I will. The thing is, the opportunity will be there next year, won't it? So
It was interesting because
I'm a bit more reserved.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I know I shouldn't be, but
you have to, because it has to be clean.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
comedy just
Bit of a
generally
bit of a struggle.
isn't clean.
Yeah.
So I had to
Just
go
so you know,
through-
this has to be clean as well.
I know, I'm trying so
Yeah.
hard. So I went through all material thinking, no,
Yeah,
no. Like,
Yeah.
oh God.
So you just cut straight to falling off the stage then? That's all
Yeah,
you-
falling off the stage.
Got up, fall off the stage. There's 2 minutes down.
that's it, yeah. So what were they like? What was the process like? Were they very nice to you?
It was just a normal gig with an
Yeah.
MC, but they were recording in the
Oh,
background.
I see. Right, that's how they do it, is it? Because I know when they actually did auditions where I live in Widnes, believe it or not. for
Oh,
Britain's
really?
Got Talent, and they do it all over the place because they'll get like a shop unit, right? And you can literally walk in off the street
Yeah.
and do a little bit of stuff that they'll film. And then obviously they kind of think, all right, well, you can go through to the next heat and you can go through to it. Because I know people that have been on Britain's Got Talent, never even got on the television. And I've had about 3 or 4 kind of sessions with them before they actually got, told. No, it's not
Oh
for
yeah,
us,
I think this was just a preliminary. I never say that word, preliminary thing, wasn't it? It was just like you'll be seen
that's
by
what I'm
TV
saying.
producers.
That's what I'm saying, because they're looking for people who fit into the categories they want. And that.
Yeah.
Right, well, we'll talk more very soon indeed. This is Bliss Radio, and it's a Tuesday morning. It is Roy Basnett here with Gemma. Our guest in the studio is Darcia Silver, and we'll be back with more music after the Church of the Poison Mind Culture Club.
Bliss Radio.
Tea. I haven't even had a cup of tea. I haven't even had a cup of tea.
I can't move until I have coffee.
Sean doesn't make tea. He's got to wait for the secretary to come in. Head of PA's got to come in before the tea
And,
gets made. Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you see it recently? It was on the BBC, and it was just like an intimate gig of Culture Club because they're going to tour again, and so they did this little thing at the BBC, and it was good. I mean, his voice isn't what it was.
Is it not?
It's
No,
not. He's
no.
trying to make it so, but it wasn't.
Whenever you go, if you ever go like to a disco private function and they play, I'm going to play Culture Club next, they always put Karma Chameleon on.
Yeah.
Because you can never put Do You Really Want to Hurt Me because it's too slow.
No.
But that's all right. I don't mind that. My favourite one by Culture Club is actually Victims, dead slow one. Beautiful.
I like
love that song.
Victims. It's a great song.
Got to tell you something else here, because obviously we're well and truly in the month of December now, the 11th to be absolutely precise. And just out of interest, me and last week we went for an Italian, me and the family, and it was up in Egbert, and we thought on the way back, should we just nip in the Elspeak Retail Park, have a little look in there?
Yeah.
And we said, we're going to have a look in the toy shop. And my daughter, is obviously too old for toys. No, well, she isn't actually, because she still likes having toys. She's 21 as well. But we went in there, and I was thinking, I'm so disappointed by toys now. Really?
Why?
Oh, they're just not as good as they used to be. There was no Thunderbird 2 in there or anything. But I went in, right, and what was when you were, when you were a kid, did you ever go to one of them parties where you get a free toy at the end?
Yeah, going home present.
Yeah, like
Is that what you call it?
or a party bag. Like you get party bags now. You don't just get one present.
No, a proper toy. Wrapped up toy when I was a kid.
What parties did you two go to?
Oh, hey, man, I tell you what, they used to have these dudes. It'd be like a
We were
works
poor.
do.
We
Hey?
were poor. We got like a little
Right.
thing of bubbles on the way up.
I ended up going.
and a drumstick.
There was
Bouncy ball that bounce.
every year, right, when I was a kid, every year, there was a bone crushing, well, there still is a bone crushing factory in Widnes called Grannox. It stinks. It's what's responsible for most of the aroma that comes out
I was
of
going
that
to say,
part
is
of
that
the
the
world.
general aroma in Widnes?
Yeah, Grannox is significantly responsible for it. And I don't know why, because I've never worked this out, because my Uncle Charlie used to always get me an invite for the works Christmas do, right? And then I would get the Christmas toy at the end of it. And some years it was marvellous, get like a toy race car, all that, and it was good stuff. And I counted down the days to Christmas to get to that Christmas party to think, what's coming next?
I see what you mean. I thought you meant like a kid's birthday party and you got a gift on the way out. You mean like
do.
Oh yeah, like when
And
you
you
go.
get-
Yeah, my uncle worked for the gas board and we
Yeah,
always went to
that's
the.
it. That's exactly what I mean. Yeah. And I always remember one year, so excited, couldn't contain myself. And you know what I got? The worst toy that was ever invented, and you can still buy it. Chemistry set.
Oh, I like them.
Oh, I like them.
What?
yeah.
I wanted to be vegetarian, and I was about 5, and I stole my sister's science set and tried to bring a chicken back to life. And the important thing was this chicken had no head.
Right, headless chicken.
Yeah, and it was like this science set, so I was pouring all these chemicals on this chicken, expecting it just
You will live again.
Yeah,
So,
I wasn't very clever.
Did the fact that it had a sell-by date on this chicken not kind of give you any information as to
Well, the
whether
fact
or
the
not it
chicken
was
was
likely
dead
to be
and wrapped in a
revived?
packet.
It was
Yeah.
dead, had no head or
Right,
in
okay,
it.
yeah.
But
So it didn't have a lot going in its favour, really. You know, your
no.
experiment was a bit kind of doomed before it started.
Yeah,
Are you a vegetarian?
yeah.
I think I'd be a vegetarian after that.
I was going to say.
Trying to resuscitate a
you were
headless chicken.
Traumatised by your chicken experience.
Yeah, but the chemistry set for me, I see no fun value in put sulphur. The Bunsen
mixing
burner.
stuff
The Bunsen
and-
burner's
I
about
used
as
to-
good as it
I
gets. You can
loved
set fire to
chemistry
things
at
with a
school.
Bunsen burner. No. Did you
I loved
have?
it.
Did you have Mousetrap?
Yeah.
Did
No.
it work?
Yeah.
You got it to work.
Kind of, yeah.
No.
Mousetrap can never get it to work.
No, I never really could be bothered with Mousetrap. I had Operation though.
Yeah.
See, I quite like the chemistry,
Well, that's-
medical
yeah, that's a
stuff.
bit of skill.
I loved that Operation game. It was brilliant.
But we had the Mousetrap one. We had Mousetrap, the ball. You know, have you seen it? Where you kick the ball. The ball goes downstairs.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And everything's going all right on that bit. And as soon as it comes to that bit, you know where the fella dives off the thing into the bath. Bang, it's over. Then give it up. You know what I mean?
You weren't very
Never
good
got-
at Mousetrap.
No, it wasn't. But good at all. Mousetrap didn't work it for me. No good at all.
I didn't have Mousetrap. I didn't like it. I liked Hungry Hippos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Buckaroo. Did you have Buckaroo?
No pun.
I have actually got
Buckaroo,
a mate,
yeah.
Buckaroo's good. I've got a mate of mine who did the commercial for Pop-Up Pirate, and he played the pirate.
Really?
Yeah, and he was getting all these.
What mate was it?
Tommy.
Oh.
Sorry, what mate was it?
Yeah.
Phil Perez. He
Oh.
listens to the show.
Oh, right,
Phil
okay,
Perez.
okay,
He is.
okay.
He was also.
I kind of had Peter Slater pinned in my head. You know, I thought Peter
yeah.
did make
No, it wasn't him.
a good pirate.
Phil Perez. Yeah, the two highlights of his career. One is the Pop-Up Pirate.
Yeah.
Pop-Up Pirate even.
Yeah.
And two, he was in Exodus of the Gods, and he slapped Ben Kingsley in the face.
Wow.
But I think the Tommy Pop-Up Pirate is a significantly better career move. Personally.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
More hits anyway. But yeah. So what would you, Darcy? What will you do for Christmas?
I'm going to go to Finland.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Because
Why?
my wife is from Finland.
Oh, right. So she's Finnish.
She is.
See what I did.
And
I know
every
my-
time we go for a family meal, the waiter or someone will say, "Are you finished?" And her dad, every time he says, "Yes, I'm finished." And it stopped being funny about 16 years ago. Well, it's
Yeah.
never been, but he just will not stop saying it. It's just like, okay.
So what's a trip?
Ready for the Christmas jokes?
What's a traditional like Finnish Christmas bash like then?
Well, there's no turkey. You have a ham, and you have fish, and you have some kind of bird. It's like because the table's full of like a million different things.
Yeah.
So there's just tons of stuff. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Is it more like a buffet then?
Yeah, kind of.
They
There's just-
don't sit down to eat this food, but they
Yeah.
just go and
No.
just
The
there all
table's
day.
just full. It's just, but it's not like, oh, there's the turkey. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, there's the turkey. There's the ham. There's the fish. There's just
Yeah.
See, I would have thought of the
Lovely.
Finnish would have been a bit more traditional than that, because bearing in mind that like Finland's a bit closer to Santa's gaff, like, isn't it?
Yeah. Well,
You
he
know what I
lives
mean?
there.
Yeah. Is that where he's from, Finland?
He's from Lapland.
But there you are.
So where did the turkey come from then?
Hey.
If that's not a traditional
The egg.
thing, is that I'll get out of it.
That's it. As I say, I would have thought, they would have proper been into the.
Is it American, the turkey thing?
I would imagine
Is it English?
it.
Where
Well,
did
you
that
know the
come
thing
from
with why Santa Claus is red, don't you?
then? No.
Do you not know that? And this is a true story. This Santa Claus is red because of Coca-Cola.
Seriously.
It's true. True story.
You've ruined Santa.
No, it is
Claus.
because as your average Finnish person would say, because they probably really get the ump over this. The original Father Christmas guy went around dressed in green.
Really?
He did.
He went in dressed in green, and then there
I
was
read
a
something
suggestion
about
that he
this.
might have been in red, and then Coca-Cola in the 1930s decided that they'd have a piece of that, have Santa drinking a bottle of Coca-Cola, and then tell you what, let's use his red outfit for this. Because red is the same colour as Coca-Cola.
So what you're trying to say is Christmas isn't just a giant commercial event
For
to make
Coca-Cola?
this? That's just terrible.
It's not awful.
But there you
Ruined
go.
it for everyone.
That's why they have the
Marnie.
Coca-Cola bus and everything, you see, because they've bought it. Look, if you don't believe me, get yourself on
Ruined
that
Christmas
Google,
for you, that,
and you'll find it out there, you see, because this is a fan to the knowledge, this show, to people who listen to it and that. So that's why I thought, the old Helsinki folk, not Helsinki, is it?
Yeah, Helsinki's the capital.
folk and all that kind of stuff, they would be a bit kind of miffed. I would imagine they've all got the green outfits there, because if you think about it, the elves are all in green, aren't they?
Well,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
But that's why I thought Santa was in red, because it was different, but now I know
just to
it's
show he's the
Coca-Cola.
top dog, like.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We
Can't believe
have a Santa, and it's like a tradition on Christmas Day, which is the 24th of December. It's not the 25th. They celebrate on the 24th.
Oh, Christmas
Yeah.
Eve?
Yeah, it's weird. All the Nordics do. Anyway, so you have this drunk Santa called Joulupukki.
Yeah.
Who?
It's called, well, that's Santa Claus in Finnish.
Joulupukki?
Joulupukki. Yeah.
Right, I'm
I love
okay.
it. I'm learning so
yeah.
much. I love this.
So it's like a neighbourhood guy, and he goes house to house to sing songs with the family and say hello to the kids, but he's always drunk, like absolutely wasted.
Right.
And it's just like
Lovely.
it's a known thing. So he just comes around stumbling around, stinking of alcohol. Then he sits on the sofa and you all sing Christmas.
That was like
songs.
the Santa in Birkenhead.
Hang on, so Joulupukki, or whatever he's called,
Yeah.
I mean, is there a number of Joulupukkis that go out and get leathered?
Yeah,
Is that what happens? Yeah.
It's like the local, just a guy on your street.
Right.
He'll just go house to house and sit with the kids and sing
Le-
Christmas
while
songs.
he's leathered?
Oh yeah, he's smashed.
Right.
But it's a known thing. He's smashed. He's
I
like,
want to go to Finland for Christmas. It sounds like so much fun.
I'm liking this. To be
Just a
I-
buffet all day, and then one of the neighbours gets lashed and goes round everyone's house. Brilliant.
I'm quite prepared to actually. I know I'll have a piece of that, and I'll put a bit of weight on to just guarantee my position as Joulupukki in Helsinki. I like the idea. I think it's got mileage, to be honest with you. Yeah. And do they have do the Helsinkians have like Mad Friday, like we do, which would be 2 weeks time,
Yeah.
a week on Friday
Hate
when
that.
everybody finishes work and
Hate
goes
that.
get smashed, or do they just think, well, it doesn't matter, Joulupukki's going to sort us out anyway?
no, they like the British with alcohol.
Are they?
They've got. I think it's even worse. It's probably the only country worse.
Is it?
They're always
Skull.
The lot
Is
of
that what they say? Skull?
No. They
Or is
say,
that somewhere else?
Oh no. What do they say? Kippis.
Oh yeah,
Kippis.
Kippis. Yeah, Kippis.
Love the way you said that. I like
But
it.
they're always
How do you know?
They just drink. The
Oh, yeah.
Finnish.
I think I've got a natural affinity with the Finnish, mate. To be honest with you, now I think I might kind of go for dual citizenship. Anyway, it is 10:45. You know what's good morning in Finnish?
Huomenta.
Who?
Huomenta.
Wamenta, everyone. Happy
I like
Blissmas. Yeah, a bit of Wamenta going on. Yeah, that's I tell you because
You're so uncultured. It was Huamenta.
Wamenta. No, that sounded too Italian to me. That you've got
Do
the
it again,
inflection all
Darcy.
wrong.
Huomenta.
Huamenta.
Huomenta.
Huamenta. See, I was
No,
better
but you're
at the
putting
new word.
Wamenta. You're trying to. That's what you. No,
You
that's
just
wrong.
went Huamenta.
Yeah,
like
right.
Finland has a
you
population
made it
of
scouse.
8 people in the whole of Finland. So the odds on there being any of those 8 people around this area is pretty low.
Yeah, oh no, Blake.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it should be all right.
I wonder whether or not we can be. Whether you can probably get us on DA. Our DAB that goes worldwide, because everybody in the world can seem to hear us on DAB all over the country. Maybe they could pick us up in Helsinki. You never
Well,
know.
yeah, my mate picks us up in New Zealand.
With that fella, that drunken Father Christmas, that Yopalop fella. Anyway, right, we're coming up to 10 to 11. We are talking too much, but we have some adverts to do, and then we have some Katy Perry to play.
From Crosby Village, Bliss Radio.
Be on air.
Be a DJ.
Be Bliss. If you ever wanted to present your own show, then Bliss Radio School can help make that happen.
Learn from the pros.
Sharpen your skills and be on air. Don't miss your opportunity to shine and email office@blissradio.co.uk.
Get on Bliss Radio for Tuesday morning. It's Roy and Gemma taking you through until 11 o'clock. Our guest in the studio is comedian Darcia Silver, who will be spending Christmas in Finland. And is it not the case that in that part of the world, that's where you'd have like 6 months of sunlight and 6 months of darkness?
Yeah. So, like at Christmas time, it gets light at about 11:30 and it's dark.
Of the night time?
No, it gets light in the daytime.
Right, yeah.
So it's dark in the morning, and about 11:30 it gets light for about an hour. By 1:30, 2 o'clock, it's completely dark.
No.
Yeah, it's really depressing. But further north, it just doesn't get light. That's it.
It just stays dark all the time.
And then in summer, it's the opposite. So it just doesn't go dark, and it messes with your head even more.
It would too, wouldn't it? Now, because here's the thing, because you made a very sad statistic, really, about the highest numbers of suicides that you get in that part of the world. Now, we had this conversation, Gemma and I had this conversation the other week, where I said that I get really, really down when I don't get my vitamin D mix from the sun. And she said it's all in the head and what have you, but that would fit, you know what I mean, with, you know, what's going on there, because of that. If you're in darkness all the time, you're not getting it. It's a vitamin that you're having provided to you.
I agree. I like what I was saying to you was I don't get that sad syndrome, and because I quite like the winter. But I think the problem is that as humans, you're used to the day and night thing. So if it was like night all of the time, then I think that would mess with your mind. Absolutely, I think.
Oh no, I couldn't be doing with.
It's very common that they have a sun lamp in Finnish houses.
Yeah.
Right.
So you know, like I don't know what it's blasting out, but it's just very, very bright. So most houses have one of those.
Why would you live in that part if it's messing with your mind?
They just do. I don't understand it.
Give it on, just let the penguins have it or something like that.
If you were born there, you wouldn't know any different, would you?
Well, you probably go on holiday somewhere like Benidorm and thinking this is marvellous.
They burn instantly. They're
do
so
they?
white. I can spot Finnish people because they're so white. You can actually see the veins through them. I'm going to be in so much trouble for this, but they have special skin.
Yeah.
It's
I can believe it.
I think I'm a descendant.
It's translucent. So
Well, it's more than coincidence, isn't it? That, you know, to the hotter the parts of the world that people go to, the darker the skin tends to be. So it's going to be the same in reverse as well, isn't it? You know, and you can tell because they always have. You can always spot that kind of like, you know, Finnish Scandinavian look. You know, because you usually see him in a Die Hard film. You know what I mean? They always play the bad guys in a Die Hard film. You know what I mean? But I know
Not
exactly
to be stereotypical.
What you mean. Yeah. Dude, and maybe this would explain why Finland is so awful at the Eurovision Song Contest. You know, maybe that's. Imagine, didn't they win it a few years?
Hang on, I don't think Finland were awful at the Eurovision Song Contest. I think we were a lot worse.
Yeah.
They won it not so long back.
I think they might have
Lordy, the monsters.
Lordy.
Yeah, Lordy. I make fun of my wife so much about. I'm like, all Finnish people. That's all they listen to. Dress up as monsters.
Great.
My mate Daz Sampson, who was in the Eurovision Song Contest, was our English entry the year that Lordy beat them. Yeah. So there you are. Now you've written a book as well, Darcy.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Tell us about your travels.
Okay, so what happened was my wife had an eye disease and she was 16. It was very sad. She just went to school one day and the whiteboard, she couldn't see anything, and her textbooks were blank, and she thought someone was playing a practical joke on her, and she had no idea. Anyway, she has this disease called uveitis, and there's a few secondary diseases on top. So her eyesight's been going down and down and down and down, and there's no cure. So she's lived with it. It's fine. Well, it's not fine, but, you know, we've kind of coped, and she's coped. Anyway, a couple of years ago, the doctor said, basically, there's nothing more we can do. You know, go and see the world. So we just dropped everything and went backpacking for 2 years around Asia, and the craziest places, North Korea, out to Mongolia. So we always avoid the tourist trail, but it's just because we're kind of an unusual couple. I'm transgender, she's going blind, and we're just like a lesbian couple, so they'd never seen Westerners before, they'd seen white people, and then it's like, okay, the circus freak show turns up.
Right.
So yeah, we made some waves where we went, but it was always fun. Most people were nice to us. Some were horrible, but
right. So the book is about the travels and the different kind of situations you find
it's
yourself.
called Backpacking into Darkness,
Right.
by Darcia Silver.
Right.
It's on Amazon. Well, it's only on Amazon. It's written in like a comedy thing, so it's not sad. It's just written as comedy.
Yeah.
So I guess, you know, make fun of all the hotels and the adventures we've gone through, and North Korea, and like.
You went to North Korea?
Yeah.
Come on, what was that like?
That was insane.
Did they let you in? I thought you went to have like kind of.
No, it's really easy.
You just get into North Korea.
You just go to China and get on a plane effectively.
What with the North Korea? Oh, this is fascinating. This I need to know more because I've never met.
You need to read Darcy's book.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone who's been to North Korea before.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
And you know,
right,
you
well, listen. Hang on. Don't tell us about it yet, because I don't want to. I want to have a whole segment on this, and we are coming up towards 11 o'clock. So that means we've got the news and sports headlines to do. So yeah, I'm looking for North Korea. No, I'm fascinated now. Yeah. Did you meet Kim?
No. I went to the mausoleum of his dad and his dad. Went and saw the bodies, the embalmed bodies.
Go on.
I had to bow at them. And
Did you?
I really wanted to stick my fingers up at them, but I couldn't.
Well,
because
you
I would
are.
have been shot. so.
Splendid, yeah. Anyway, right, okay.
out of North Korea.
It's definitely coming up towards 11 o'clock, and it's definitely a Tuesday. And it's Roy and Gemma taking you through to 11 with our special guest today, Darcia Silver. News and sports headlines up next on Blissmas.
Bliss Radio.
Right, very good morning to you. It's Roy Basnett, Gemma Roberts is with me in the studio, and our special guest today, Darcia Silver. And Darcia is the author of the book. What's the book called?
It's called Backpacking into Darkness.
Backpacking into
And it's
Darkness.
Darcia Silver, and Darcy spelled D-A-R-C-I-E.
Yeah, okay. Now, listen, before the break, you threw the old North Korea bomb in there, you know what I mean? I thought, probably not the best term to use, actually. But anyway.
Really not.
No, North Korea. So, I always thought, in my view of the world, I always thought, it's not going to be very easy to get into North Korea. But you're telling me you can just walk in there from China?
Yeah, it's, anyone can go.
Yeah?
Yeah, there was an American with us on the same kind of group. Basically, to get there, you go to China, you go on a tour. They don't say no when you go. You go on like a plane so old it's like made of Bakelite, and it's just like you can't believe this thing's even flying. And then you land and you just go on a tour. It's pretty crazy stuff, and you do get to see things. And people say, "Oh, they put it on so you don't get to see the real life," but you do see quite a lot, really. And they had these mass dances where everyone dances.
Yeah.
It was amazing, yeah, but there was an American with us, and they absolutely hate Americans, the North Koreans. They brought up to hate them.
Yeah, I can believe
And there was
that.
this woman, and she was just despised, and she always asked clever questions, and the tour guide just hated her. I remember once she said, how fast does the train go? It was like the leader's train, and the guide was like, how should I know? Do I look like a train driver?
Oh, right.
And we just thought it was really funny, but...
Was it scary?
Yeah.
Really? Why was it scary?
Because you do something wrong and you know you're going to go basically to a camp and could be shot or
Really?
something. Yeah, it's really dangerous.
Wow.
And not long after us, that American took a poster off a wall in the same hotel we were in, got sent to a camp and basically was killed. So you have to be very... We wouldn't have gone now knowing how bad they were. We regret going.
I mean, at the end of the day, if I'd gone, imagine me going to somewhere like that, Stella.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be just to be no. I wouldn't.
They wouldn't let you in.
Yeah, I'd want to speak to the big fella. I said, Jongy in, get him in. Get him in. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, I would be fascinated to go somewhere like that. But as I say, could you really enjoy it, knowing that you might not get out?
Yeah, we didn't know what they'd be like because we're like a lesbian couple, and we thought.
Yeah.
How are they going to react to us? But it seemed to go quite well.
Really? Right.
Yeah.
Now, you also went to Mongolia, outer Mongolia.
Yeah.
Just for the hell of it, maybe, let's go and see and what was that like?
That was probably the most insane one because there's no roads. It's just driving over the hills. They don't even have metal tools. It's like going back 5,000 years in time. They just live in tents and it's freezing and there's nothing.
But again, Genghis Khan going on, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
But that was crazy. And we had we had this driver, and he was always drunk because everyone's always drunk. And then he crashed once, and that was scary. And then he turned on me, and then we had to sleep in a beehive.
He turned on you? What?
Yeah.
Got violent, you mean?
Yeah. He
really?
It was horrible, man. Yeah.
God.
He's like the fuck. But it was scary. That was the only time we've been genuinely scared. And we went to hide in the woods,
right?
Because he'd smashed his car up, and then there was nowhere to sleep, and it was just the plains, so there's just nothing. And then there was this woman who had like a beehive.
A beehive.
But it wasn't made to sleep in, so it's just nails. There's like an Iron Maiden with bees, and we just slept in there. And
you slept in a Mongolian beehive?
Yeah, with rusty nails sticking out, and it was so cold we were like shaking and almost blue while we were blue. And my wife turned to me and she said, "I want to go home," and that was like one of the saddest things I've ever seen.
Did you not think at that point, thinking, we'll do Tenerife next year or something?
No, we carried on for like another 6 months after.
So where else did you go after these? Because if you stayed off the beaten track, where else did you?
Yeah, we went to Myanmar, Burma. That was the nice one.
Myanmar's where, of course, the Rohingya Muslims have been massacred, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's very sad.
I mean, what was that like?
It was before any of that happened, but they describe it as like Thailand was before tourism arrived.
Right.
So just beautiful people, friendly, kind, loving.
Yeah.
They've never seen foreigners before. So it's just a lovely, lovely place. And I've been to Cambodia, 5 months in India, everywhere in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, all them lot.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, of all of those places, then, which one sticks out as being the worst and the best?
Worst place I ever went to was Morocco, because they were
Really?
extremely homophobic. It's illegal over there. I wouldn't have gone if I would have known that.
Right. Okay.
But it's very, very illegal. And they absolutely hated us.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we were scared every single day, the whole time we were in Morocco.
Right. Okay.
I'd never go back. And best place, I'm obsessed with India. I'd go back to Mongolia any day.
Really?
Yeah.
Despite the keeping in a beehive.
We nearly got eaten by a wolf another time.
Oh well, it happens.
You've got to read this book, basically, haven't you?
Yeah. It's
Wolves don't
fascinating.
even attack people, but when you're in a tent and there's a wolf howling outside, we were so scared, we were shaking. But yeah.
I just can't understand why you would keep doing these things. You think you got another way. We'll carry on. It might be better when we get to some of the outback or something like that.
It's adventure, and you remember every day, and because she's going blind.
Yeah, because your life's on the line. I would imagine remember every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've got to. But the problem is, if you backpack for a couple of years, it kind of ruins normal life. Normal life doesn't cut it anymore.
Really?
You're just like, oh, this is it. Oh,
Is that why you did stand up and thought, gotta get a quick adrenaline rush here and there?
It's true.
Maybe you could get yourself a nice little beehive in Crosby or something like that. Just remind you of the good old days.
That's a good idea. I could get some bees on the way home. And
Yeah.
I've got you a present.
Build a beehive in the garden.
So how long ago did the book come out?
It's on Amazon, and I put it on about 4 months ago.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, when you obviously pitched it, is it self-publicised?
Yeah, self-published.
Right, okay. I mean, I would have thought, listening to the stories that you've just told, you would have thought some published house would be right over there.
It's very out there. It's because I do comedy, so it's written, even though it's about us like a lesbian couple travelling and her going blind. It's not written as a sad story. It's written because it's funny. The whole thing's written as a comedy book, and it's true. It's all crazy adventures.
Yeah.
But it's very out there because it's comedy. It's very sweary, and
Yeah.
I had a review. All the reviews
So
are
it's
really
not
good.
it's not very mainstream for
No, it's not very mainstream. I have really nice reviews on this. Woman said, well, I bought this book expecting to learn about this lovely couple's adventures around Asia.
Oh, right, yeah.
But what I found was this woman just insults
it was
everywhere.
foul language.
It was really, really funny. But I really liked that review.
And just when you're doing your comedy routine, there's a lot of these episodes that you encountered when you were on your backpacking tour feature within your act.
Actually,
Not really. No, not at all. Darcy's very like almost one-liners, aren't they? With the odd story. Will like with me, I'll tell a story, and there'll be a punchline to the stories. Whereas Darcy's very much like sort of one-liners, one or two liners. So.
All right. Oh,
Very
fascinating stuff. Right, we're going to be back with more.
And she's quite dark as well, quite dark, really, aren't you?
Dark humour.
No one
Yeah.
thinks I am, though. People think, well, sweet and innocent. And then I just get on the stage and spout this filth. And
Oh, right, okay.
It's not absolute filth,
no,
I
it's
think.
not.
It's funny.
It's not filth.
It's
not what you'd expect.
I've heard her act. I know what it's like. Anyway, it is coming up to 11:15 on Tuesday morning. It's Blissmas Radio. That's what you're listening to at the moment, and that's what we've been rebranded as during the festive month. And we have music on the way from Mystique. Well, you like your girl band stuff, don't you? Mystique, Alicia Dixon.
Oh, yeah. Which one, though?
Mystique, Scandalous.
Oh, yeah,
Probably
like
the
the
best one,
Scandalous. Yeah.
Actually, I met Alicia Dixon once.
Oh, did you?
Very, very nice, and she's very, very tall.
Yeah, she told me she met you.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. I think she was working in a crisp factory at the time. Can't remember. Anyway, that's coming up next on Bliss.
Radio from another place, from Crosby Village, Bliss Radio.
On Bliss Radio at 11:20 on a Tuesday morning. We've made a decision, haven't we, by the way, Gemma, just to give you a bit of advance notice of programming. Now, as you can imagine, radio stations over the festive period, especially on Christmas Day, there like to be a lot of automated music on, there like to be a lot of people that flake, recorded shows. But Gemma and I have decided we shall be here in the studio live, this time on Christmas Day. Are we committed to that now?
Yeah.
So we're going to do it. So if you're one of these people who thinks, oh, I'd love to listen to a live radio show on Christmas Day, then we're going to do it. We're
or
going to
even
do that.
if you're, you might be one of those people who are sitting on your own on Christmas morning.
Yeah.
You might not have, so you can email or call me and Roy, and we'll have a bit of Christmas banter and, play you a Christmas song. And I think it's really important.
We can have young lads getting in touch with how disappointed they are to have got a chemistry set on Christmas Day. You know what I mean? It can happen.
They can bring the chickens back to life.
And exactly, yeah. Exactly. Now, the
we'll
voice...
tell them, get in the kitchen and try and put it on the turkey, son.
We have, and our special guest today is Darcia Silver, who is a comedian, a backpacker, and a published author as well, I might add. Now, so people know, because obviously people might be a little bit confused as to what's going on with the conversation. You've spoken about being... about homophobia, and you've spoken about your wife and that, just so everybody is fully in the picture. Who is Darcia Silver? I
was born male with a male body. My wife is cisgender, so she's just a normal woman.
Right.
Just normal body of a woman.
Bog standard female.
Bog standard, yeah. She's pretty version.
Yeah. But
I don't know what she's doing with me.
So right, and you're married.
Yeah, married.
Right. When you first got together, then were you as you are now, or were you a male?
I was living as a male.
Yeah.
But I see it as it's just a genetic mistake. People are born with extra fingers. People are born with 1,000,001 birth defects. There's, even being gay or lesbian, it's just a glitch in the system. And I think being trans is the same thing. It's just something went wrong. I got the brain of a woman but the body of a man. Right. There's nothing I can do about it. And I've known since I was 3. It's always been obvious that I don't look particularly male on top.
Right.
Hopefully.
No, you don't.
No. Yeah, you're very feminine looking.
Yeah, I think it's just something wrong happened. I got the wrong bits, but I've always known. I've known since I was 3. It's given me like a horrendous life. And if people knew how horrible it was to be transgender, and you being in the wrong body, and you get so much abuse and hatred and bullying. It's like, well, that's how I feel about myself. I'm repulsed by my own body. I don't need you to hate me as well. And there's nothing.
You still feel like that now?
Oh, yeah. It'll never stop. I mean, I find myself revolting. But but it's just you just have to live with it like any other something you're born with. But people are very mean to trans people. They shouldn't be.
When did you said you knew about this from the age of 3? So when did it become a situation where you had to talk about it, you had to do something about it?
Well, I remember being about 5 at the school gate saying, I want to be a girl.
Yeah.
And
how did your folks react to that?
They reacted by saying, don't be silly, don't be ridiculous, you're going to get bullied. And I don't feel that they did anything wrong at the time. If that happened now, we live in a more enlightened age, I think it's different, but we're talking about however long ago it was, in a rough school. So I don't.
Yeah, that could have been actually a harder situation for you had they said, okay,
I don't think they didn't mean bad. They were doing the best for me.
Yeah.
But obviously, retrospectively, I would have loved to have been lived as a girl. But yeah, it's just been awful my whole life, and you go through a denial stage and you try and hide it. You do all the macho things, and I always joke on stage. I went out to prove my masculinity to everybody by doing various stunts people do, and and it just eats away at you. And then I said to my wife one day, we'd already been married 3 years. Everyone in the world knew that. Most people either thought it was gay or camp, but most people, when they know me well, they'll figure out. They're like, no, it's a girl, And so I turned around to my wife and I just said, you do know I'm a girl, right? And she just went absolutely crazy, and I didn't expect that.
Oh, right.
I thought she'd know, because everyone else
When you met your wife, right? Okay. What were the circumstances of that? Was you in a bar?
A bar.
Tell us. I mean, you would have been, because as we know, you were a man, if you like, or living as a man at the time. So how did it come about?
It was just drunk in a bar.
Yeah.
just drunk in a bar. I met her, we hit it off straight away. I knew within 2 weeks I'd be with her forever. And, but yeah, it's relatively obvious there's something not quite right. Whether
Did she get that straight away?
no, she's the only person on earth that has never got it. Who everyone else knew. Half the family I came out to said, "Well, yeah, we know." I was like, "Well, why didn't you tell me? I've been in denial all these years. You should have, said." But yeah, it wasn't the reaction I wanted at all. And we fought about it. We still fight about it now because she married a man and she's not lesbian, and we're a lesbian couple. So it's really difficult. It's.
What's the kind of thing? What's the kind of then? Because we were just saying this before, that you wanted to talk about being transgender, and you wanted to maybe put across the message to anyone that is listening. Because of obviously what you've come up against, that you just want to kind of send that message out there that we're just normal people, and look at the things that we've got to put up with. That's what I found most fascinating after talking to you, to be honest, Darcy, was that it's the struggle that you have. So what would you want to try to say to people to try to understand transgender people a little bit better? If you feel like well, I know you were saying that you'd feel like you've been bullied, or you feel like an outsider in some cases, how would you kind of want to express to anyone listening that how you feel and what?
I'd say we have probably the roughest life you could imagine. We're repulsed in our own bodies, we itch in our own skin. We'll never look normal. Gay people look normal, lesbians look normal. We have the wrong bodies. It's not as simple as just deciding to wear the clothes of being a man. It goes deeper than that. You can't do it. It's like living in a never-ending pantomime. You can't do it. It just eats away at you, and then that's why the suicide rates are so high. So, people that, don't look particularly female, facially wise, they'll still wear female clothes, and they know what they look like. They're not blind to it, but they can't not do it. And just give us a break, because we have a very tough life, and we don't need that hatred and bullying. We know we wouldn't do it for fun. Nobody would choose this. Nobody would want it. It's the worst thing in the world. Just give us a break, or just
what?
Yeah.
What was it like when you first saw professional help, if you like? Did you do that?
Yeah.
And what was it like? What happened?
They were nice about it.
Yeah.
They said,
Did they give you a course of action to take?
Yeah. I mean, even now, life isn't easy for trans people. I mean, now I'm in a situation where I'm married to a cisgender woman. She has her needs, and I don't like that stuff. We want children together. I'm lucky I've got the equipment, to do it, but at the same time, I'd have the operation, I'd have the works, but I can't do it, because the moment you start taking hormones, you're instantly sterile. So it gets really messy, and then it's like, well, if I did have the operation, then, that's not fair on her. Or if I start taking hormones, then we could never have kids. So it's a really, really difficult thing to kind of live.
So not only do you have this internal battle, you also have the life, everything around, everything that would go on in, say, for want of a better word, a normal situation.
Yeah.
You have this whole battle outside as well of, what can you do, and the decisions that you need to make, and if you want children, and all of those other things become 10 times more of a problem.
Yeah, it's a living nightmare, and it never ends. And we kind of cope, and the world's getting better. People are being nicer to us.
I think so. I think
the comedy circuit.
I was going to say that actually on a nicer note. I think you've sent a really good message out there to people, and I hope that anyone listening would have a better understanding of the struggles that you go through, and then maybe be a little bit kinder.
Yeah, we'd never choose it. Nobody would choose this.
Yeah.
How long have you been married?
13 years.
13 years.
Something like that.
Of those 13 years, how many of those years would you have lived in your relationship as a man?
About 3.
3. And when you finally decided that this is how you wanted to look all of the time, what's your partner's name, if you don't mind?
Natalie.
What did Natalie think about that?
Oh my God, she went crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where are you now with that? How is she very accepting of it?
No, it's I'd say we're 80%, and then it's fine, you know, we'll walk down the street and people are just like, oh, there's a lesbian couple, but it's the looks you get. And it's not look, I don't look that trans, although I have my good days and bad days. But, you know, and she didn't choose that, she didn't want that. But she loves me, and it's just the shell that's changed. The inside's still the same. But at the same time, it's not what she'd want or choose, and she's worried about kids being bullied. But she buys me clothes, makeup, we go out, we live like a normal couple. But when we do fight, it'll always be the thing, you married me and you didn't even tell me that you're a girl. And I should have done, but I can't change that now. Well,
as I say, I mean, in the 13 years ago, it might as well be light years away in terms of the understanding of the situation that you're in compared to now. But coming back to what Gemma mentioned there, I would imagine the comedy circuit does give you a little bit of refuge there, doesn't it? Yeah,
it's been amazing. I've loved it, you know, and I like doing a little bit of good for the world like this, you know, just telling people we're not freaks. We know what we look like, just, you know, just to let the people know, you know, nobody would choose it. But the comedy circuit's been amazing, really. And I talk about it. I never, in normal life, I never talk about being trans. I just live as a woman.
Yeah, but you actually take it and make it very funny. There's things that Darcy says in her act about, you know, the assumption that she's now a woman, that she can no longer do, you know, barbecue. Like the barbecue and stuff like that. I can't do, you know, can't do a barbecue now. And you put a really, really good spin on it, so it makes it funny. And I think that's going to be cathartic for you in a way, hasn't it? To be able to get that out.
You know, it's weird talking about it. You know, I made a joke the other day off stage, and I don't know why I'm saying this, but I was at the Frog and Bucket in Manchester, and it's a really high stage.
Oh, yeah.
And I had an exceptionally short dress on.
Yeah.
And I came off stage and I was like, well, that was a high stage short dress, and I'm hung like a donkey. But then I thought to myself, I never talk about stuff like that because it makes me feel sick. And everyone said, you've got to do that on stage. I just can't decide because it's split between, you know, is it funny and can I live with myself?
That's almost to a point where you make yourself feel a bit uncomfortable.
Just want to. I hope people can appreciate the context in which you just said that. Then you know what I mean. I wouldn't want people getting upset because I get what you're saying there, but just so people understand the context of what you just said about that business on the stage there, so we understand.
Okay.
Yeah, just so you know. Right.
From Crosby Village
To your radio.
Bliss Radio.
Anyway, there you go. It's Bliss Radio. It is a Tuesday morning. Now, I remember this, I mentioned this last week because you were terribly excited, I seem to remember, Gemma.
I love this.
Christmas meeting for the St. John's Local History Group on Tuesday, the 18th of December, week Tuesday. Is it week Tuesday? Week today.
Yeah, week today.
2 p.m. at St. John's Parish Centre, Denmark Street, Waterloo. The speaker will be John Quirk, talking about roads, rails, ships and planes in quotes. So there you go. You said you like all that, didn't you?
I do. I love it. I told you before, didn't I? I used to have flying lessons. I like a little roads and planes and trains and all that.
Yeah, brilliant.
Very interesting, that'll be.
Yeah, well, there you are. Lovely jubbly.
I can see you just nodding at me like,
I know,
whatever.
Because you twice you've dropped in, I've flown a plane. I've flown a plane.
Where did you fly a plane?
I've flown a plane for the RAF.
For the RAF?
Yeah.
You've flown a plane for the RAF gave you a plane?
Yeah. No, it's true. It's a true story, this. Years ago, again, on another radio station, we had this roadshow. It was sponsored by various organisations. One year it was sponsored by the RAF. And there was three of us that used to work on a roadshow, and a girl by the name of Adele said, if we're sponsored by the RAF, we need to fly. Right. And so we spoke to the guy, and he said, all right, we can arrange that. So we went to Samlesbury, right, which is up Preston Way, and we got, the three of us, me, Danny and Adele, got in three little Cessnas with three pilots from the RAF. And, of course, they got the ones that were like the Top Gun ones, you know what I mean? Like the young lads. I didn't. I got the squadron leader. I got the wing commander, Major Dunfadden. Yes. And anyway, he was proper, like, you know, like the Dam Busters or something like that. He was an old school pilot. So anyway, we were getting up there, and it was a low cloud base that day. And he went, there's a gap there. And he flew into the clouds, and it just went dead thick. And I was like, what's happening here now? Can't see anything. Oh, that's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? Don't know where I'm going at the moment. And I'm like, well, I don't want to hear this. So anyway, eventually, he said, "Are you ready for a go?" I went, "What?" I said, "I've not done it before." He said, "Dead simple. Take the stick and away you go." And of course, got the stick, just went straight down with it, and I'm panicking like hell. And he went, "Oh no, you don't do it like that." I said, "Well, take it off me then, take it off me." And we went back up and everything was fine. So yeah.
Are you just trying to outdo me playing story? Is that what you're trying to do? Because I think you've done it.
Touche.
Yeah. I think mine was boring in comparison.
Do you remember Darcy came in earlier? Do you remember Darcy? She's here as well.
Yes.
She sounds lovely.
Yeah. So anyway, when's your next gig, did you say, Darcy? When you're back in action?
I'm on Tuesday at the Binary Bar in Manchester.
Sunday.
You've got to think about why I've cocked up on Tuesday. You're the only person who's putting us back.
No, I just know when Binary Bar's on, and it's on every week. So I was like, I'm certain that'll be on Sunday.
How long are you roughly on? How long would you say your act lasts?
Well, I've written hours. I'd love to do a Ken Dodd one day. 75 hours. But I mean, ideally, I'd like 15, 20.
Yeah.
But it depends. I've not been going.
You usually only get offered 10-minute spots, don't you, in
10.
places, and then in some places it'll only be 5, depending on if they've got a lot of people on the bill. It's like 5 minutes, and then but most places that you go to do amateur comedy, they'll give you 10. They'll give you 10 minutes, yeah. And then have you got much else in before Christmas then?
I have a really local one in Chester at Beer Heroes, and that is on Friday.
Beer Heroes?
Beer Heroes.
Oh, Beer Heroes. As in drinking beer?
Beer Heroes.
Oh, Beer Heroes. Right. Oh, I think I might fall into that category. But that sounds pretty good as well. When you did your first act, can you remember your first stand-up and how it made you feel?
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Okay. Well, I don't drink. I have enough mental issues without alcohol, so I'm teetotal. I was so nervous, I got drunk, and I don't remember about 3 days of my life. Really? But apparently it was quite good, and Tony Slattery from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
He's been in here,
He's been in. Yeah, he was there. It was like a charity event. So he said that it was very good, and he gave me the confidence to continue, really.
Right.
But from what I remember, which isn't very much.
I mean, it is. We've had this conversation.
I did my second gig in front. Sorry, Roy. I did my second gig in front of Tony Slattery. It's
really?
Yeah. I did my first one with obviously the Comedy Trust. With
he was a lovely fella, as I say. He came in here.
Tony Slattery. He was really nice guy.
And it's one of those things of all of the daunting things that you can possibly do in your life. I would say stand-up comedy is definitely up there, because it is. There's no middle ground. It's not like being a singer where you think, well, I'll just carry on singing the songs. People will talk amongst themselves. If you're a comedian and no one's reacting, then your act, it's like a plumber with no tools, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just not going to function for you.
It's awful if that happens.
Yeah.
We did a gig recently, didn't we? In Lancaster, and me and Darcy, we were I think you were there before me. We arrived, didn't we? And I was like, I'm so nervous. And it was a good gig, wasn't it? In Lancaster, we really had a good laugh that night. It was really good.
You were very good at parking, if I recall. Gemma drove around the block 20 times.
She didn't like the way she said it. Oh, I didn't mention your ability, but what's she like as a comedian? Well, she can park a car pretty well.
I know, yeah.
Despite having GPS, how many hours?
I know, I just couldn't find a parking space, so I just carried on going round and round in circles.
So when you decided to become a woman, did you learn how to drive badly and not read a map?
Yeah, all of those things. Can't make a fire. All the pictures in my house are stuck to the wall in chewing gum.
Right. Just thought I'd throw that one in there, just for a bit of old school, whatever. But I mean, it's a fascinating stuff. And as I say, I mean, the guests that we've had here over the last few weeks that you've brought in, it's been enlightening, because it is such a cross section of people. We had Sam that came in, Sam Serrati.
I love Sam.
Yeah, I mean, he came in. Yeah, I mean, it is almost as if people who go through the kind of traumatic aspects of your life that come to comedy as a therapy, and it seems to work quite well. Maybe they should put comedy classes on the NHS or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, there is that thought, isn't there? Because Sam Avery does it with the Comedy Trust, and there's quite a few other places that do it, and I think it does benefit a lot. If it's the kind of thing that you want to do, if you want to get up in front of people and try and make them laugh, then yeah, I think it can be like a form of therapy, really. And
it is quite interesting, because, as I say, you look even at some of the iconic names in comedy that all had to battle with demons, really, didn't they? And it is fascinating.
There's a great Facebook post I saw yesterday. I shared it, and it was I received just the right amount of childhood trauma to make me hilarious and not a psychopathic killer.
Yeah.
Who said that?
It was just like a Facebook
Right,
thing.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
come well
And it's
with it.
true, isn't it? Because you get to a certain point and you think, well, you know, you got to be kind of funny to survive. But a little bit further, and you know, you'd end up a homicidal maniac. You know.
No, you're quite right. As I say, it is a thing. Humour is a great escape for an awful lot of people.
From Crosby Village
To your radio.
Bliss Radio.
Big girl in. Love Me Like You Do. I do like that song. And I can't, to be honest with you, I have seen the film, but I can't remember an awful lot about it, to be honest with you. I remember all the hype that went with it, and everyone's like, oh my, it's a bit saucy. Well,
It's basically a love story, Roy. This is what I was just saying in the break. Though all these women and everyone goes, oh, it was kinky, and I know for those that are going to be, they're going to go, it wasn't that.
yeah.
Really,
You think you interpreted it as a bit of a Mills and Boone thing then, didn't you?
No, what I'm saying is the fact that he falls in love with her is what kept women turning pages, and what took them all to the cinema was probably a bit of Jamie Dornan. But you know, like, it was more that they, you know, that he'd fallen in love with her and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It was definitely more of a love story. That.
Have you seen it, Darcy?
I have.
What
I
did you
thought it
think?
was like a bit tame.
Right, okay.
And I'm not into that kind of stuff, but if you're going to watch it, then I don't really.
It was very hyped up.
That's what I mean,
It was
because
hyped up, wasn't
because
it?
the whole thing wasn't really meant. It's not really about, you know, S&M. Really,
Yeah,
it's more about a love story, and that's why it's tame.
I always remember watching it thinking, oh, is that it really? I think I was probably a little bit more titillated by Carry On Camping, Barbara Windsor in Carry On Camping, but that's just me anyway. Right, okay, it is, it's just gone 10 to midday on a Tuesday morning. This is Blissmas Radio, as it's called at the moment, because we are celebrating the fact that it's Christmas time, not that far away, and as I mentioned earlier, Gemma and myself will be here on Christmas Day. You'll have to bring a present in for me, won't you?
Oh, you've
wouldn't be
gone
right.
and ruined it now. You've
You know
gone and
what I
ruined
mean?
it now. I was going to get you a present. Now you've asked for it, and not get one.
Well, I mean, you can't, I would expect to get a present, wouldn't you? You'd expect it's going to be, if I'm putting myself out for you coming in here on Christmas Day, the least you
Why
can
are you
do is
putting
get me
yourself
some
out for me?
socks.
You're putting yourself out for the listeners.
Oh, well, there you are, yeah.
You know. So if they want to get you a present, feel free.
What we could do, I've just had a great idea actually. What we could do, Darcy, is that if we're here on Christmas Day, we can ring you up in Helsinki, and you can put some Finnish folk on and get that. Get that Yoplay? Is it Yoplay?
What's it called?
Yoplay, Yakult.
I'm not going to tell you. I like hearing your examples. Go on, more.
Get it. See if you can get it.
Yoppelski.
Yeah, something like. I can't remember what it. Who?
Yola Pucky.
Yola Pucky. Get
Yeah.
Yola Pucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get
I
him
don't
on.
know. You could be Yola Pucky. I bet you turn up with Stella on Christmas Day. I bet you do.
No, I won't, because I won't be doing that. But I'm just thinking, it's like the only thing is we could put Yola Pucky on here on the Helsinki Father Christmas guy that goes around from house to house and gets leathered.
Yeah,
but he
that's
could
a
be
good
coming
idea.
out. He could be coming out with loads of Finnish foul language, and we wouldn't know. You see, so that would be a danger then, really, wouldn't it? So we wouldn't be able to do that. When do you go to? When will you fly out?
On the 19th.
The 19th. And it's not that far though, is it? It's what, a couple of hours?
I think it's 3 hours. Yeah.
Because you're right up rush away, really, isn't it? You turn right or something like that, and it's rush.
Yeah, the share a border. But
Yeah.
don't talk about that, because
But what I mean, so what will you do? I mean, obviously you're going to go see your wife's family over there and stuff like that. And what else? I mean, what would you typically do on a Helsinki night out?
Helsinki night out involves loads of alcohol.
Yeah, that's it.
But yeah, they just drink a lot.
Right.
And then, like the normal life's fun. They'd go in the ice lake, so they go from the sauna. Every family has a sauna. Even the poorest people, they'll have like a 1-bedroom apartment, and there'll be a sauna in it.
And the plunge pool outside, they have all that, don't
Yeah,
they?
the plunge pool. So they jump in the icy lake. And
Yeah.
my wife's grandmother's 93,
And she does
jumps
it?
in the icy lake. Yeah, it's weird.
Oh man, you'd be panicking a little bit
Yeah,
then.
and then they drink a lot.
I wonder whether or not, like how...
That's why they could handle the icy lake, probably.
I wonder whether or not over in that part of the world, like over here at the moment, we have these kind of like, the Christmas markets, which are meant to be very Scandinavian. I wonder if in Helsinki they have like, northwestern Lancashire markets, where you can buy like fake DVDs and things like that. I'm just wondering whether or not that'd be a nice little attraction for people living in that part of the world.
Yeah, pork
Yeah.
pies.
Pork pies, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Pork
Yeah,
pies.
yeah, you could do all that, couldn't you? Bag of chips. Sample like British cuisine while you're over there or something like that.
My in-laws,
the English markets.
my in-laws hate me.
Do they?
Because I turned her daughter into like a lesbian weird relationship as you.
Right.
And so every year for Christmas I get underwear. And
Yeah.
they think they do it just to freak me out. So I normally get like 3 pairs of knickers and a pair of boxer shorts.
Blimey.
And you're just like, thanks.
I'm like, I was like, as if I don't know. It's like I know what I'm well aware of it.
You should just put them on your head and run around the Christmas tree.
I was going to get her, because she's not the thinnest woman on earth. I was going to buy her some like massive granny pants. But
Glad to see the relationship's working out quite well there, isn't it?
Happy Christmas.
I've done it a few times. As I say, I had the big fallout with the wife a couple of years ago, actually, to be honest with you, because I tried to think about the present that I was going to get for her, because, I mean, it'd be easy to go and get perfume.
Oh,
It'd
not
be
you
easy.
and these presents. Your poor wife, honestly.
And I got it, because she was going on about this beautiful jumper that she'd had for years, but it was getting all bobbly, right? So I got a defuzzer, to take all the bubbles off. She wasn't impressed with it.
really,
I'm thinking that's throwing that. They say it's the thought that counts. Nonsense. That was thought out there. I thought that she wanted to preserve the life of that jumper. I provided her with the tool to do it. Not appreciate it. Anyway, that's all we got time for.
I can understand it.
Anyway, that's what we got time for. Thanks very much to the wonderful Gemma Roberts, who's always here on a Tuesday.
Thank you.
And the wonderful Darcia Silver, who you can go see at the Binary Bar on Sunday night if you would like to go see in action, yes. And don't forget the book, and the book is called
Backpacking into Darkness.
And check it out, because you'll see what life is like in North Korea and what it's like to live in a beehive and be hunted by a wolf. It's all in there. Right then, thank you very much indeed for listening. Back tomorrow morning from 10 a.m. with Kevin McMahon and friends. In the meantime, it's coming up to midday. News and sports headlines next.
From Crosby Village
To your radio.
Bliss Radio.